Everyone. This is Lifestyle Shifts, and it's our first episode of Movement. I am so excited, even though I had, I guess, 10 people show up, but I have the four most important people in this room. So I'm grateful, and they're moving with us. And Andreas is going to be leading us. And Alistair and Alex, thank you so much for being here. And I just noticed you're all A's, so you're actually the number one. You're my favorites. Oh, we have Thomason who's joining us. Let's have her. Hello, Thomason. Are you gonna
Hello.
Are you gonna be moving with us, or are you gonna just watch us?
I'll just watch. Let me just watch.
Actually, can you do me a favor and watch the recording, because this is just I want to do the recording with all the people moving.
Oh, okay. It's fine. It's fine. No
Is that
problem.
okay? Okay.
Yeah, it's
If
fine.
you
It's
want,
fine. All right.
okay. And hopefully maybe next time when we move again.
All right. That's fine. Let
Thank
me.
you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay.
Okay, let's begin. And I will mute myself. Andreas, please introduce yourself.
Okay. So first of all, Hingame, thank you very much for opening the space and inviting me to move with you guys. I know Alistair. Alex, I haven't met you, but it's nice to meet you. I'll just be very brief about what we're gonna do today. So together with Bernd Reicheneder, he's also he's one of the main characters behind natural ground movements. We've developed a system that is based on how people learn move in the first place, right? So we are born, and from 0 to around 3 years old, we all go through the same sequences and have almost all the same stages that we go through, right? And at the end of that period, we have been able to. Oh, what the? What are you saying? Sorry about that. That period, you become fully fledged, right? So a 3-year-old has the movement capability of a ninja, and then with time we tend to start losing that ability. Maybe some people do, some people don't, mainly because of daily habits, movement habits that we lack. And what we've done is use those sequences that are found in those periods, for example, transitioning from laying supine to sitting down or to kneeling down or eventually to getting up. And out of those sequences, we've created different programs to regain movement, to push movement again, so to support movement activities. Like if you do, I don't know, like if you do tennis or if you do golf, there's always a place for ground movements to help you support that activity. And what I have for today is we're gonna be doing a spine session a bit. It's always a holistic movement, so you're not gonna really tell if you are doing that you are doing one emphasis, but you're always going to feel like you're moving the whole body because that's how nature works and that's how also we work. Um, and just for you, a couple of hints. The movements are very accessible. If you've done these movements already at one stage in your life, if you feel like you are pushing or pulling or going a bit too far, then always support yourself with the hands and try to step back a little bit, because it's better to approach a movement from low intensity and sort of check that everything's okay than to just go ahead and do something, right? Even though sometimes it feels a bit counterintuitive because they should be natural movements, right? So, okay, I'm just gonna give you the class like I do every Wednesday. So this means we are going to start with breathing, with preparing the movement. Then we're gonna have a warm up, a couple of emphases, a combo, and then at the end we're gonna close up again with breathing, and then that will be it. So it will be approximately an hour in time, um, and I'll be trying to check you out from here, but it's hard because of the environment. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them at the end. Okay, so let's start. I'm gonna put this here. So let's just lay down and close the eyes. And just breathe or observe how you're breathing. Just check in with yourself, notice where you're breathing, how fast, how deep. And we're going to start with an exercise from Oxygen Advantage, which is there to help us increase the CO2 level in our blood. So we're going to start introducing some breath holds. So I want you to breathe normally as you were doing before, just a normal inhale and an exhale. And then on the next inhale and exhale, I want you to have a small retention without air in the lungs. So you're gonna breathe in, breathe out, and stay there for 5 to 10 seconds. And then I want you to resume breathing. Normal breaths. And we're gonna do this every 5 breaths. So every 5 breaths, you get rid of all the air and you do a retention of 5 to 10 seconds. Okay, let go of your breathing. Just breathe however you want to breathe. And we're gonna start with the movement slowly by reaching to the ceiling with your hands, alternating with the right and the left hand, but without leaving the position. So just in different directions, upward. A bit like a cat that is just like stretching. You can also use your whole body, also maybe point with your fingers and with your toes as well. And we're gonna start with a warm-up sequence that is very short but very powerful. Moves the whole body, and it's great for numerous occasions, like maybe if you had a long drive, or if you're a bit stressed, or you want to wake up in the morning and move, or just before to bed. And what we're gonna start doing is we're gonna be lying on our backs, and we're gonna use our hand to reach on the one side and use that reaching action to turn our body around so that we can go into prone position. And from here, we're gonna again reach back and come back to the original position. So reaching with one hand, depending on the space you have, you can do more. And then reaching back and going back to supine. The body weight shift is just like moving or rotating all the different parts of the spine slowly. And eventually you're just transitioning to the other position. Okay, let's keep doing this, but now let's bring the elbows close to our body. So when we are in a prone position, you're gonna lift your back like this, like a bit of a mini cobra action going on. And I want you to keep side rolling. So from supine to prone, and then from prone to supine. You can start also pushing if you want. Instead of reaching with your arm, you can also push from your leg to start the rotation. I'm gonna get rid of this. Very good. When you're in the prone position, you can also challenge the position a bit, maybe with the hands, go into a full cobra, and then you always keep going. With natural groin movement, there's a lot of repetition because that's also one of the ways that we learn. We just repeat the movements a lot, day in, day out, until they're in our muscle memory. And with this idea is that we train as well. So we repeat everything, all the movements, and start bringing slowly movement into the body. Almost there. Let's do a couple more. Pushing from the prone position and keep side rolling until you're laying up, and then coming back, pushing and going back. Very good. Okay, now let's change the exercise. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna bring the knees to our chest very slowly, and we're gonna go back. So there's a moment just before the feet lift up where there's a reflex in your spine where it kind of braces for the movement. So concentrate on that. And we're gonna start adding stuff to the sequence. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna lift our knees, and then we're gonna straighten up the legs one after the other. At first, we do this, but eventually if it's feeling good, you can start going with both legs at the same time. And now we're gonna add one more thing to the whole sequence. So your knees get up, both legs straighten, and then you open them. Close them and go back to the ground. So that's going to be the whole sequence. I go up, straighten, and come back. Up and straighten and open, close and come back. Try to breathe through your nose, relaxed. Okay, let's do two more. Very good. Okay, now let's meet again in supine line. Now we're gonna change, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring the hips up. So this is going to be the whole extension of the movement. Make sure you're tensing up the glutes, and we're just bringing up and down. If it feels good, you can bring your ankles closer to your butt, and then you can even hold the ankles with your hands and then do the movement. Very good. Let's do a couple more. And the last one. Very good. Okay. Now let's move on now to a different movement, and we're gonna transition from supine lying to a sitting position. And the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna roll to our sides over our shoulder, our elbow, and our hand, and we're gonna push ourselves into a sitting position with straight legs. So let me show it for you from this perspective. Looks like this. We're just gonna go side by side, always using the shoulder, the elbow, and the hand, and then coming back, hand, elbow, shoulder, shoulder, elbow, hand. So from this perspective, looks like this. Very good. Let's do a couple more. Very good. Okay, now let's meet and lay down, front position. So from here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna push with our hands like we were doing before, and then we're gonna shift our body weight backwards. So we're gonna start like this, just moving back and forth to the front position, pushing your hands, bringing your butt up, and going backwards. Okay, now we're gonna change it a bit. And now what we're gonna do is we're going to, again, push with our hands, but now instead of going all the way back, we're gonna bring one leg to the front, and then we're gonna drop to a sitting position. All right, so from here, I show you both directions. So you're pushing up, bringing the knee, and then sitting back onto the side. So if you look at it from this perspective, it looks like this. And the sitting position is called the side bend seat, where you have one leg behind you. So we're gonna start here with this sequence, back and forth from the sitting position into the lying position, and from this position again into sitting position. We can even add one more thing, and when you're sitting down, you can go up and come back down to get an extra stretch in the hips. Okay, let's do two more. One and two. Very good. Now let's meet in the side bend seat position. So sitting down with one leg bent forward, so in front of you, and the other one bent backwards. And what we're gonna do here first is we're gonna change sides. So we're gonna balance on our butts, and then we're gonna change the direction. So reposition our feet and going back from side to side. Okay, let's do two more. Very good. Now let's go to a kneeling position. So sitting on top of your feet, flat feet. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna move back and forth. So with our weight, we're gonna go forward, up, and then we're gonna flex the feet. And then we're gonna sit back down. So we're just gonna repeat this sequence a couple of times. Let's do two more. One and two. Very good. Now let's go to the deep knee bend, which means you are on top of your toes on the ball of your feet. And we're gonna sort of balance here for a second. And from here, we're gonna start moving around, sweeping around the legs, so my ankles are not touching the ground. And I'm going to imagine that I'm sweeping around layer after layer. And every time I finish one of the rounds, I bring my arms a bit higher. All right, so you're kind of balancing on your toes. And you're using your hands to challenge the position. All the way up And once you're there, you start going back in the same manner, layer by layer, enjoying the burning sensation in your calves all the way down. Okay, very good. So that was it. That was the first warm up. So about 13 minutes, so pretty quickly, and we've gone there through all the different movements. So now we're gonna go into the emphasis. So preparing now, working with the spine. And we're gonna start by revisiting one of the movements that we did at the beginning, and that's going to be the side rolling. But now we're going to use more variations. So we started by reaching with our hands to the side and bring ourselves into the prone position and then reaching back. But there's another variation where you use the weight of your leg to initiate the roll. So you bring your leg all the way until you turn, and then you use the leg again to come back. So let's do a couple of repetitions of this. Your hands are overhead, and you're using the weight of your leg to move from position to position. You can also push instead of using the weight transfer. So you can push, for example, with one leg, and you push yourself into the prone position, and then you can push yourself with the hand in order to go back into a supine line, right? So you can push from the one side and then push with the hand to change from prone to supine. Let's do a couple more. Pushing or pulling, whatever you want. You can mix and match. You can push to one, and then maybe use the arm and reach backwards. Or you can reach forward and then pushing. Very good. Let's do two more. One and two. Very good. Now, also similar to a movement we did at the beginning, we're gonna stay laying up in supine, and we're gonna bring the legs up. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna reach backwards over our heads. Okay, so you're reaching behind your head, diagonal, lifting the hips, and on the contralateral position, so right leg and this is ipsilateral. So same hand crossing over your head. Breathe through your nose. Very good. Okay. And now we are going to go into the front position. And we're here also going to do something similar. We're gonna build it up step by step. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna push with the hands into a cobra. Right, so we already warm up a bit. We're just gonna press a couple of times. Now we're gonna add one more thing. We're gonna press with the hands, and then we're gonna look over our shoulder to the side. Now we're gonna go back. And we're done. Okay, now we're gonna start making that movement a bit more pronounced. So you're gonna move to the side and then go into a one hand supported movement, right? So you push with both hands and then shift to the side and end up having only one leg, one hand on the ground. Okay, let's do a couple more. One and two. Very good. Now we're gonna do a movement that is called the hip hinge walk, high hip crawl, so to say. And this movement looks funny, so you're just gonna kneel, bring the legs up, and then you're gonna walk around, crawl around, feet in hand, but with a high center of gravity. So bringing your butt high, and I want you to do a couple of steps back and forth, and then from here, if you need to, just take a rest, and then you do it again. Very good. Okay, so that was the preparation. And now we're gonna go to the next phase. So we're gonna start again, like we did at the beginning. We're gonna start by side rolling. So we're gonna meet in supine lying. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna push yourself into a push-up. All right. And then into the prone position. And you can keep your knees on the ground, or you can do a full push-up depending on the level of intensity that you want. do two more. Very good. Now we're going to combine two movements that we've already done. So we're going to, like we did before, roll onto our elbow, our shoulder or elbow in our hands. But this time, we're gonna end up in a side bend sit position, okay? So looks like this. From this position, I go back in the same way. So I'm laying down and then I go to the other side. So I roll over my shoulder, elbow and hand, and then sit down, right? And then I go back the same manner. So you look at my knees, they're bent, drop them to the side, over the shoulder, over the elbow, and then in a sitting position. Okay, so let's do this a couple of times. Can you see me? I'm not sure if this is still active. Oh, okay, so here we go again. Sorry about that. Right, so keep going. I'm sorry. Got lost a bit. Okay. Now let's meet again in the sitting position. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna grab hold of our knees and we're gonna let ourselves rock back and forth. Right, so don't go all the way to your head, but try to just keep the movement to the back. And we're just gonna roll back and forth a couple of times. Okay, let's do two more. One and okay, awesome. Now let's move on now to the emphasis. So we're gonna start now with full get up. So this is where it's most obvious that we're using the transitions from laying down to getting up in order to train movement. So the way this one is going to work is basically just from the prone position, I want you to push yourself into a deep knee bend, right? And from here, we're going to stand up. Okay, so drop the weight, walk yourselves with the hands, and then all the way into the ground and back again. If it feels good, you can try making less movements. So instead of 2-3 times using the hands, maybe just 2. You can adjust the speed a bit to make it a bit more agile. Okay, let's do 2 more. 1. And 2. Very good. Now let's do another sequence, and this sequence is going to be the mirror to what we were just doing. So here we're gonna meet in a squat position. So the full squat here, you have your ankles on the ground, right? And what we're gonna do from here is we're gonna rock backwards, and then we're gonna come back, and then you can push yourself with the hands into a squat and into a get up. All right, so let's start like that, rocking back and forth, and then pushing back into the squat. And if it feels good, you can also get up without using the hands. Just with the momentum, bringing the ankles close to your butt. Let's do 2 more. 1. And 2. Very good. Okay, let's do a last movement. And we're going to combine what we were doing before. So from laying down supine, we're gonna roll into the side and sit position. And from here now again, pushing with our hands, we're gonna push into the squat and then back into the other side and back to the ground. And then you can change sides. So you're rolling, shoulder, elbow, hand, pushing into side bend seat, then you're pushing into squat, and then you're going back on the other side and coming back down. Depending on your mobility, you can do it with hand support or without hand support. So here. All right, let's do 2 more. First on the one side. And then on the other side. Very good. Okay. And now we're gonna go into the combo. So the combo is going to be 4 different exercises that we do on time. So we've been practicing all the exercises in either just the exercise or with a bit of movement. And now we're gonna bring everything together and we do a small combo for the end of today's session. So what are we gonna do? The first one is going to be prone line get up. So the get up we did before. From here, we're gonna push and we're gonna go up, right? From here, we're gonna go back down. And now we're gonna do the cobra and we're gonna side roll to the one side and then side roll to the other, right? So it looks like this. From this perspective, I'm pushing, I'm rolling to the sideways, and then I'm ending up in a sitting position. And from here, I can go to the other side. If you want to include a going down part, you can also do it, right? So different variations. From here, I want you to do the movement we were doing before, rocking back and forth, and then getting up. And from here, to finish up, we go down and we do a couple of crawling steps. So my knees are just above the ground, and I'm doing a couple of steps back and forth. And then we start from the beginning. So this means the whole sequence looks like this. I'm here. I'm gonna go into the get up. And I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna now push again to the side and to the other side. From here, I'm gonna sit down and rock back and forth and go up with the squat. And as I've done this, I go down and I'm gonna do a couple of steps forward and backward from the crawling. And we do this non-stop for time. So I'm gonna start the timer now. Time is running and we can start. First with the get up. Then cobra to the side, to the other side, sitting down, rocking back and forth, into the squat, coming back down into crawling. And then from the top, prone position, getting up. Pushing to the side roll. Rocking back and forth. And crawling. Very good. Time's up. That was quick 3 minutes. And now for the cool down. So same full circle to the way we started. Laying down again, closing our eyes, relaxing, just observing the breath. And now we're gonna do a different exercise. We're gonna breathe 4 seconds in and 4 seconds out. Let's do it together. Inhale with me. Let go. And we start. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Keep going for yourself. If you can increase the rhythm of 5 seconds to 5 seconds, go ahead. Okay, let go of the breathing and just breathe however you want to breathe. Notice how you're breathing, how fast, how slow. And now let's do a quick body check, starting with the head, going down the forehead to the eyes, relaxing as you go down your cheeks and your jaw and your lips, just relaxing everything. Drop the shoulders, go down your neck to your chest and your belly, all the way down to your hips and your quads and your knees, and your ankles and your toes, but also your arms, your elbows, your hands, your fingers. Stay there in that relaxation just for a couple of breaths. And now let's take a deep breath in and out. Do it again. And slowly come back. Just move your toes. Bring back your legs. Move a bit. And whenever you're ready, open up your eyes and sit down. And come back.
Thank you so much, Andreas.
Awesome.
I believe that
Yeah,
every day we need to get our heart rate up. And I just wanted to do this episode to show people that with just simple, easy movements, we can increase our heart rate. And we all should be doing this every day so that you don't get any chronic illness. So, Alistair, Alex, do you have any questions for Andreas?
I don't have any questions, but it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the movements, the relaxation. Certainly at the beginning when we were just relaxing and laying down, I actually almost fell asleep. I was so calm. Yeah, it was really, really good. So thank you for the time.
Alistair,
no questions on my end. I'm happy to be able to join again. I always look forward to these sessions with Andres. So thank you again. And yes, we should be doing this every day. Absolutely.
And Andreas, if
yes,
you're
I
okay,
agree with that too.
I think we have Cyrus. He says that he just attended and I'll come back later. Okay, so we had one attendee, but
Maybe he didn't know the time difference. So the set part. Maybe he's in UK or something and thought it was 1 hour later.
Yeah, the thing is that it's all recorded, so
Okay.
I'm hoping that people will watch this. It's because it's recorded, people will watch it. But if people want to attend live, Cyrus and anyone else who's listening, if you'd like to be here live and hold accountable, I have 10 spaces, so I would love to have anyone join us. But it's simple, it's easy, and we should all be doing it.
Exactly. I also, if I may, Hengame, we have our WhatsApp group where you can join, and we give these sessions every Wednesday at 7 o'clock. So you can join for free, and there's a lot of resources we also have for free. You can check it out if you're interested. Maybe Hengame, you can provide the link, or just we can do some sort of linking.
Yeah, I forgot to mention, I know Andreas for a year now at Neofold Academy. And so I will drop the link for the WhatsApp group and in the comment section, and I'll make another post as well. So after this. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Alistair and Alex, for being here. And seriously, thank you so much. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Thank you very much also from my side for moving. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for organizing. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
I think I'm having some bad quality, right, on the audio. Anyway, thank you very much again. See you.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.